It doesn't matter whether it is Raw, SmackDown, or NXT, you just cannot get away from the name Paul Levesque. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. Just got done watching NXT, and maybe this is the first time I've noticed this, or maybe it's a new thing, I'm not entirely sure, but when the show came to an end and the executive producers popped up, Shawn Michaels' name was at the bottom, Lee Fitton's name was above Shawn Michaels, but there was one name that was standing tall, standing above the other two, and that, of course, was Paul Triple H Levesque. And I could talk about what happened here on NXT, but I'd rather talk about this big-nosed wanker that has absolutely ruined wrestling, this egomaniac. He has to put his name on everything. He has to introduce everything, whether it be a new location for Mania, or a brand new TV deal, or a record set in attendance, or if it's John Cena's final time in Boston, he'll have to wheel him out for no reason at all. But Triple H always has to be the centre of attention. And now I've just noticed that his name pops up first when NXT goes off the air, even though NXT is supposed to be Shawn Michaels' show, but Triple H is that much of an ego fucking maniac. I guess he even has his name appear when it comes to NXT, and he could have his name be last, but no, he still has his name first. His name's first above everyone else. I mean, I cannot stand this guy. He used to bury people in his wrestling career, but by God, he has buried wrestling post his wrestling career way deeper than he did anybody in the ring. I mean, you talk about burying somebody 6 feet under. Wrestling's dead. He's put wrestling 12 feet under wrestling. Nobody can recover wrestling from this state that Triple H has put it in. It's fucking embarrassing. Anyway, with that said, I could spend the next 2 hours ranting about this guy, because hate's a strong word, and I don't hate him in a personal way, but from a professional business entertainment form, from a standpoint where he's ruined something that I used to really love and really enjoy watching, part of me does kind of hate Triple H, because he has fucking made this shit unbearable. And for me, wrestling has sucked for a long time. I don't think wrestling has been good for probably at least 15 years. I mean, was there some things that I liked in 10, 11, 12, 13, 14? Of course. Listen, you still had John Cena full-time. Brock Lesnar came back. The Rock came back. You had Taker and Triple H. They would wrestle from time to time. You still had McMahon popping up and being around. And I don't really like him now, but CM Punk got his rise to fame, and you say what you want, CM Punk's run was decent back then. You still had, decent level guys in that era. Edge was still going before he retired. You'd Christian coming back was pretty cool. Randy Orton. You had decent level guys back then. The Miz was a breakout star. Awesome Truth was pretty cool. You'd some decent stuff back then, for sure. You still had Jerry the King Lawler on commentary. So yeah, listen. Wrestling for me sucked for a long, long time, but it's never sucked worse than it sucks now. Never. Wrestling used to be bad to watch. Now it's unwatchable. And I remember watching wrestling 10 years ago and thinking, wow, this show sucked. This show sucked. But in reality, holy shit. Wrestling in 2015 compared to today's wrestling, it feels like the Attitude Era. It does. 2015 feels like the Attitude Era. In comparison to this crap we get today, 100%, no doubt about it, and it's all Triple H's fault. It's fucking him. It's him. And yeah, there's shit wrestlers as well, but Triple H he's the booker, he's the man in charge, and he makes us aware of that. He's the guy that runs everything. He's the guy in control. He shoves that part down our throats every single show, so therefore he's the guy that's got to take some responsibility. He claims this is a good era. He's a fucking liar. No wonder he got that nose. Every time Pinocchio told a lie, his nose grew, and I mean, no wonder Triple H's nose is now the size of a sledgehammer that he used to beat people over the head with, because all he does, every time he opens his mouth, he tells a lie. Fuck Triple H. Right, let's get into NXT, guys. Not going to spend too much time on this, so here we go. We opened with a Tatum Paxley promo. She talked about, I'm the champion, I love being the champion, but she apologised to her friend Izzy. Izzy said it's okay, but you've got to stop giving out title matches if you want to be our silly, dancing, goofy, beautiful, awesome, amazing champion, because the Killing don't want you to give out title matches. And then we have the former champ, Jacy Jane. She comes out, basically says, I carried this division on my back, I deserve a title shot, blah, 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 blah. And she convinces Tatum Paxley to give her one, even though Izzy Dame doesn't want her to. I don't mind Tatum Paxley, but I think she needs to get away from this whole Cullen thing. I think they hold her back. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I think Tatum Paxley would be better as a heel, but right now that's not really working, so we'll see. Right, then we had Ava backstage. She was talking about Gold Rush. I mean, who cares? That's next week. Right, first match, El Grande Americano with the Los Americanos versus Josh Briggs. One of these Americano guys was literally like 2 foot tall. I mean, if you went to Starbucks, what's the different sizes of cups? It's like I know you can get like a Grande and a 30. This guy would be like an extra small. This guy was like a mini fucking coffee. This guy was tiny. Anyway, Troy wins. So Troy beats Americano, and he becomes the WWE Men's Speed Champion. A championship that means absolutely nothing, by the way. This means he fucking haw. You got Thea Hale looking for Joe Hendry backstage. She says that she believes in Joe Hendry. Good for her. I no longer believe in Joe Hendry, unfortunately. Second match, we've got Thea Hale with Hendry taking on Alba Fire with Ethan Page and Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green, half the weeks comes out looking like a prostitute. There's no doubt about it. It is what it is. Thea Hale beats the redheaded Scottish chick whose name I can't remember. After the match, she gets out the ring. Ethan Page and Chelsea Green get in. They try and catch her, but she escapes, and her and Joe Hendry stand tall. And again, it's just, it's titles from a foreign promotion in WWE because they steal everything. It is what it is. Then we see Tatum Paxley talking to Ricky Saints in the trainer room. He's really struggling on who deserves a title opportunity. It's like, I don't get it. Why do they think? Honestly, she says, does Trick Williams deserve another rematch? And he says no, but he deserves to get his ass kicked. And it's like, you look at Cody Rhodes on SmackDown saying he's going to sit ringside and watch the show and decide who the new challenger's going to be. Why do the champions today, first of all, they never fucking defend their belts? Second of all, who do they think they are to decide the champion, or the challenger even? Why do the champions think that they've got a say? It's dumb. We've got GMs for a reason. The GM should be deciding the challengers. Number one contender matches should be deciding new challengers, not the fucking champions. If that was the case, the champions would just pick the easiest fights of all time so they can keep a hold of their belts, It's absolute dumb. Then we got a Blake Monroe interview, which was pretty cool because she was like speaking to, I guess, a devil side of herself. So there was like a woman from hell, but it was like 2 Blake Monroes, and the devil one was basically telling Blake that you haven't really won the belt, you're not a real champion, you didn't beat Sol Ruka's better than you. And it was just like the devil Blake Monroe trying to motivate the Blake Monroe in order to show like this new mean side of herself, in order to be the glamour and to maintain and retain the championship. I thought it was pretty cool, to be honest with you. I liked it. It was decent, but it is what it is. It was one decent thing, Unfortunately, this isn't going to make the whole show, and she did kind of hint that Blake Monroe is going to have to truly destroy the friendship between Sol Ruka and Saria if she wants to hold on to that title. So we'll see what happens. But I thought this was pretty good. It was probably the only thing that I liked on the show. Then we got Javon Evans talking to Leon Slater. I don't understand how people can like these two. Zero personality, zero charisma, zero character. It's just 2 guys that can do fucking flips. Are they athletic? Have they got agility? Absolutely. No one's denying that. But so what? They can do a dive over the top rope. They can do a springboard drop kick. Who gives a shit? They suck on the mic. They've got no personality, no character. They get attacked by Dark State. And then it made no sense. Javon Evans was playing a trick on Dark State. They thought that he was like live with his little teammate Leon Slater for TNA. It actually turned out that Leon Slater was in the NXT building and that was like the big surprise. Oh, it's not 4-on-1, it's 2-on-1. I'm just watching it thinking, what a dumbass. Why is Siobhan Evans making out like Leon Slater being there has somehow evened up the odds, or he's somehow tricked Dark State? It just went from being 4-on-1 to 4-on-2. You know, they were still heavily outnumbered, but they managed to beat up Dark State anyway, and then did 2 flips over the top rope to the outside. Fucking jobber state. The state of NXT. Honestly, man, how the fuck are... People are comparing this faction to, like, great factions of the past. People saying it's better than Nexus. Fuck no. I mean, Nexus was way better than this shit. I mean, way better. I think Jordan Grace cut a promo. Honestly, I didn't listen because why would you? It's Jordan Grace. All those steroids she's taken over the years just makes her sound like a man. She sounds like a man. Anyway, fuck her. Right. Then we got Trick Williams talking to Kalani Jordan backstage. Kalani's like, oh, you're right all along, Trick. If you want to be the champ, you've got to look out for yourself. And Trick's like, yeah, I like it. So Trick's basically thinking that he was right all along, pats himself on the back pretty much. And he tells Kalani Jordan that she needs to show everybody why she is her. Then we got Fallon Henley taking on Skylar Ray in a women's speed championship tournament match. Fallon Henley wins with a very quick victory. Then it was Josh Briggs versus Tavian Heights. Tavian Heights won. Then we got like a backstage brawl between 2 women. Don't know who they are, but there you go. They were brawling backstage. Who gives a shit? Then we had Ava Rain talking to Miles Bourne, and this guy is he's like deaf or something, and it just feels like this guy has been given like a backdoor pass into WWE, like it sounds bad, but the guy just feel like a special needs wrestler or some shit like that, you know the way they had Eugene in the past and Festus in the past, and these guys were pretending to be like retarded. I mean, this guy is literally got this guy is like literally fucking retarded, and just listening to the way he talks, and it's come on, you can't take this guy seriously. It's unfortunate that if you're born with a handicap or a disability, listen, that sucks, I get that, but those kind of people are just not supposed to make it to the top. You know, there's a reason why in Predator, it's Arnold Schwarzenegger that is killing the Predator, and not some 160-pound guy with a disability and like one arm. You know, I like Zach Gowen as a wrestler, but there's a reason why he came in and he had like a short stint and a couple of like little feuds, a big feud with McMahon, but then he pretty much just became nothing. There's a reason why Zach Gowen wasn't a champion, because the guy had one fucking leg, you know, and this guy's got like one brain cell. So why is he even getting pushed? I don't understand it. I don't care. The guy's never going to... Is this Miles Bourne guy ever going to main event WrestleMania? I mean, who knows? The way WWE's going, he might be the only guy they've left at one stage. But yeah, just ridiculous. Then we got the last man standing match for the title. Ricky Saints versus Trick Williams. Trick Williams gets speared off the balcony through the announce table. Both men are getting up, and then Ricky Saints pushes Williams off, and Williams can't answer the count. Ricky Saints is up, and then Obafemi's music plays, and Obafemi appears on the stage, and Vic Joseph is freaking out. He's like, Obafemi's back, Obafemi's back. And then the show just ends, and it pops up, executive producer Paul Levesque, and I really wanted to throw up in my mouth when I seen this. Anyway, guys, that's your NXT review. Pretty cool last man standing match, I guess. And I liked the Blake Monroe stuff, so I'll give it a 2 out of 10. The speed tournaments are fucking shit, though. They need to get rid of them. They're never going to draw. They're never going to be important. Those titles are never going to be relevant or mean anything, so what's the point of having them? You know, it was a failed experiment, and it fucking failed. So just move on. Get rid of them and try something else instead of rehashing the same old shitey ideas. How about that? Anyway, guys, 2 out of 10. Till next time. Actually, until next time, nothing, because I've got something I want to add that I totally forgot to address in the last man standing match. If you hear some toast being crunched, that's Big Stevie Cool, who didn't bother watching this show because he don't like wrestling. But yeah, last man standing match, after he gets speared through the table, Ricky Saints, Trick Williams, both are attempting to get up. Like, both are on their knees at the count of 8. And then at the count of 9, Ricky Saints gets to his feet, and at the count of 9, he pushes Trick Williams down into the floor. and then the referee counts 10. It's like, what kind of bullshit's this? In a last man standing match, if you touch your opponent and if you prevent them from getting up, or if you have to knock them back down to the floor, then that breaks the count. So how the fuck was this match allowed to continue? It made no sense. Trick Williams could argue that without being pushed to the mat, he would have answered the 10 count if Ricky Saints never pushed him down at 9. He was already on his knees. He was close to getting up. So I thought this was dumb. This is a case of WWE not even knowing their own rules for their own matches.
We've seen countless times, right? Well, a last man standing match is in the middle of it. And for example, the face will want to punish the heel more. It's like, no. Yeah, we're at 7, but I want to punish you.
Oh, I don't even think it's a case of that. I think it's a case that you can just see he's going to get up. So
well, like, sometimes like that, yeah, so I don't get
here, I know I've not done enough damage, so I'm going to continue to lay it on thick. Crinkle, cut, crisp. But, you know, this didn't make any sense to me. As soon as Ricky Saints pushed him down, therefore impeding him from getting up, therefore should have stopped the count. And you'd think in a main event, big title match, that, you know, you'd think that they'd fucking know the rules, but I guess not. And then Triple H got the audacity to have his name pop up first with the executive producers. I'd be embarrassed to have produced this shite.
Seeing the cure cancer, I'm expecting Triple H's name to pop up.
Probably.
Because he's a fucking egotistical bastard.
The only fucking person he's put over was Conor the Crusher. That was it.
Yep. I mean, honestly, the guy just...
No, see if he got a rematch with Vince. I bet you Vince McMahon made him do that. See if that happened. See if that match happened now. Triple H would hit Conor with the pedigree. 1, 2, 3. Winner, Paul Triple H Levesque. Anyway, guys.
Because he's sick.
The losers, Fog Wrestling. Because we're watching this shite. 2 out of 10. Until next time. Peace.